Hi guys, Dazzie here with another episode of my top 20 selling comic books of the week. This time it's episode 93 and today I'm going to be discussing the best selling comics on eBay for the week ending October the 2nd, 2020. Now since coverprice.com came on the scene, they've become a go-to spot for watching eBay trends on comics. And they scour thousands of eBay sales to culminate data to spotlight the hottest selling books. As always guys, let's find out if you can beat me, because most people normally do. Starting in this time round, number 20 on our list is a book from 2019, and it's the current ongoing X-Men series. Now I'm not reading the new X-Men stuff, but I've heard fantastic stuff about it, so if you've not been on this new run, it might be time to jump back in because there's some good key first appearances coming out. And this one is X-Men 2, like I said, from 2019. And this is the first appearance of the High Summoner, guys. The High Summoner. Pretty striking Cyclops cover. What can I tell you about its figures? Well, it sold 16 copies. It had a 7-day trend of plus 138%. And a high sale raw copy went for $11.99. Apparently this High Summoner character is going to really show its importance going forward in the storyline. Number 19 on our list, and it's good to see this one of the few DC books. It's from 1977, and the recent release of Batman and the Outsiders issue 16, Black Lightning, showcases powers that Batman thinks are nearly as powerful as Superman and Wonder Woman. And with the tease, a lot of people are looking to see what happens. The book in question, Black Lightning, issue number 1. This is a cracking issue. Of course, the first appearance and origin of Black Lightning, Jefferson Pierce. And I'm a pretty big fan of the show. I've watched the first 2 seasons, just getting into the 3rd season. Of course, Black Lightning has now come into the CW Arrowverse. It's also the first appearance of the main villain in this book, Tobias Whale, as well as Peter Gamby and Joey Toledo were both also in the show. Now, it's a great Bronze Age issue, but what did it do? Well, it sold 14 copies. It had a 7-day trend of plus 110%, and a high sale CGC 9.6 went for $195. Now, I paid just £11.28 for this in February of 2017. It goes up, it comes down. That's what this book kind of does. I've seen it as high as 80, but I've seen it as low as 10. So hopefully you've got a cheap enough copy. Now, number 18 on our list is a book that's definitely on my radar, and I'm hoping to get this book next year. The book in question is a classic from 1991. Is, of course, the first appearance of Deadpool in New Mutants, issue 98. There's your book, guys. A classic. I had a chance to pick one up for about 80 quid once, but it had a sticker on the front cover. Now, I'm really good at getting stickers off, but it's a lot of money to pay on a gamble. Because I'm probably about 70-80% on my getting the stickers off, but you're left with a big bill if you can't remove that. Of course, Deadpool apparently is rumoured now to be teaming up with Spider-Man in an MCU film. Can I see it happening? I'm not sure, but Deadpool's certainly coming back. I know that much because Kevin Feige is a big fan of Ryan Reynolds. What did this book do this time round? It sold 13 copies. It had a 7-day trend at plus 132%, and a high sale CGC 9.8 went for a whopping $949.95. I have seen them at cons for around about 200. I'd rather pay closer to 120. I think there's a copy in my antique store which is pretty beat up, sadly. If it was low enough, I would probably pick it up, but I'm not spending a lot of money on a copy. Number 17 on our list, and this is a book that is getting a lot of heat at the moment with the Disney Plus shows coming up, and in particular I think WandaVision, if I'm not mistaken. The book Number 17 on our list from 1982 is Amazing Spider-Man Annual 16. And this is the newsstand. Hence the barcode, guys. Pretty sought after, a lot tougher to find. And of course, it is the first appearance of Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau. So, what did it do? It sold 13 copies. It had a 7-day trend of plus 121%, and a high sale CGC 9.6 went for $135. Now this next one is kicking off a new publishers, and so it's their first release. It is from a company called Bad Idea. Of course, it comes out just recently. And this was limited to 250 copies because it's an ash can. And it snuck into a lot of LCSs with a lot of people knowing about this. The book in question, guys, is a new one to me. Like I said, from Bad Idea, this is The Hero Trade. And it is the ash can. There we go. Now, there is only one currently on eBay. And it is up for a whopping £800. Whether it sells for that is another thing, but I certainly wouldn't be paying that sort of money for it. But it sold 16 copies. It had a 7-day trend of plus 96%, and a high sale raw copy, believe it or not, sold for a whopping $765. Oh my days, give me a nice silver or bronze age key for that. But you know, it's got an audience, I suppose. Number 15 on our list, and this is a book that's been on my top 20 for a little while now. It's a Nightwing design variant, and these design variants are nice. The book in question is Batman. It is issue 99, and it is the Jorge Jimenez 1 in 25 Nightwing cover, guys. Nice incentive. I do like these variants. Like I say, I don't see them in my LCSs, but I did see one in a Forbidden Planet shop, and I think it was going for about 25. So make of that what you will. Of course, Nightwing is going to be in the Titans Season 3 and is possibly rumoured down the line for the Batman franchise. That book sold 22 copies. It had a 7-day trend of plus 93%, and a high sale raw copy went for $38. Not too bad for a 1 in 25. Now, this is a classic, isn't it? This next one. It is from 1976. We're talking Marvel. And Kevin Feige has previously speculated and mentioned that it's just a matter of time before this character comes into the MCU. And a lot of people are thinking it could be Guardians of the Galaxy 3. The book in question is Nova, issue number 1. Classic issue. The first appearance and origin of Nova, of course, Richard Rider. And this is a fantastic read, guys. It's also the first appearance of Centurion Nova Prime, who was Roman Day, and he was in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. We've also got the first appearance of Robbie Rider, the brother, Charles Rider, Gloria Rider, the parents, a load of minor keys and first appearances in this book. But of course, it's all about Richard Rider. This book continues to increase. It sold 16 copies. It had a 7-day trend of plus 129%, and a high sale CGC 9.6 went for a whopping $340. Now, mine's a pence copy, but it is a pretty sweet copy. And I paid £20 for this in the back end of 2017. It was a book I always believed had promise. And I think I passed on one recently, well, I say recently, within the last year for about 30, and I wish I grabbed a second copy. But I would like to get that graded at some point. Of course, Nova was teased in Endgame by the Russo brothers, but he never materialised, did he? Now, number 13 on our list is the book of the year. It is from 2011. It is, of course, Ultimate Fallout, issue number 4, the first printing. Now, back in June, many expected Miles' first appearance to start to go down again. But it has shot up so rapidly that I don't see this book slowing down too much. And why? Well, I've just read rumours that apparently an actor has been lined up to turn up as Miles Morales in Spider-Man 3. Now, how exciting would that be? Of course, this is the first appearance of Miles Morales, the Ultimate Spider-Man. And this is a key plot point in this because Reed Richards becomes the Maker, a turning point where an evil Richards explains his new philosophy of the world to the children of tomorrow. And I've said it before, I've been reading rumours that could be used in a future MCU Fantastic Four storyline. Of course, many of these come polybagged, but if you get the polybags, get them out that polybag because it will damage the back of your book. And mine's pretty sweet copy. It's a Death of the Spider-Man tie-in. What did it do? It sold 22 copies, still going strong. Had a 7-day trend of plus 93% and a high sale CGC 9.8 went for a whopping $1,249.99. Now, if he turns up in the MCU, I expect this to go well over $1,500. So if you've got a copy, great stuff. I paid £13.90 for mine in March of 2018. I've passed on 2 copies since, one for about 15 and one for about 40. And that was probably 2 years ago, and I'm beating myself up. To number 12 on our list, we're talking more Marvel and more Disney Plus. We're talking 1980. There has been recent casting, and that is the casting of Tatiana Maslany as Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk. The book in question, of course, is The Savage She-Hulk, issue number 1 from 1980, like I said. The first appearance and origin of Jennifer Walters, the She-Hulk. Now, it's also the first appearance of Nicholas Trask and the origin of the Hulk retold, of course, Dr. Robert Bruce Banner. Lovely cover homage here to Incredible Hulk number 1 from 1962. Now, this book sold 20 copies. It had a 7-day trend of plus 107% and a high sale CGC 9.8 went for $714.75. I paid 20 quid for mine in November of 2017. Probably a VF copy, so satisfied with this. I'll give it a nice clean up because it was pretty dirty when I got it. And you know, the old pencil eraser works an absolute treat on the whiteness of your books. I can't wait for that Savage She-Hulk show. That one's probably the most one I'm excited for, along with Moon Knight. I loved She-Hulk in the original animated Hulk series. Really loves herself. Number 11 on our list, and we're sticking with more Spider-Man related titles. Like Miles, Silk has been a character that is really selling well and remains strong. And her first appearance comes in this issue, Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 4. The first appearance of Silk, aka Cindy Moon, a Korean-American girl who was bitten, of course, by the same radioactive spider as Peter Parker. Now, I've said it before, Cindy Moon is actually in the MCU. She is a classmate of Tom Holland. So whether they upgrade that actress, I would think they'll probably recast. Because there was talk there was going to be a Sonyverse Silk movie at some point. What did it do? Well, it sold 21 copies. It had a 7-day trend of plus 106% and a high sale CGC 9.8 went for $349.99. I bought this one at a car boot for 3 quid. They are out there, guys. It's an original signed Sins tie-in and a nice Humberto Ramos cover. I've also sold one for about 20, 25, but then generally raw now, going upwards of 50. So we're into the big top 10, guys, and I'm not doing too badly at the moment. Let me know in your comments how many you've got. It's always nice to compare. Nice to see how many people beat me. So we are now back into the top 10, and from 1982, the official WandaVision trailer hit a couple of weeks ago. And at the 1:07 mark, many correctly guessed that the actress Tiona Paris, seen lying on the ground, will be playing Monica Rambeau, who later takes on the Captain Marvel moniker, among many others. Now, while it's unknown whether she will be taking up her superhero role, her first appearance in this issue is really heating up. This is Amazing Spider-Man issue 16. This is the direct edition, of course. Amazing Spider-Man Annual 16. Yeah. Like I said, the first appearance of Captain Marvel, played by Monica Rambeau. So this book sold 23 copies. It had a 7-day trend of plus 118% and a high sale CGC 9.8 went for a whopping $409, guys. Of course, she later becomes Photon and then Pulsar and finally Spectrum. Got a lot of info today. Now, number 9 on our list, we are sticking with Spidey related titles. We are sticking with the original series, 1992. We're awaiting Let There Be Carnage, the trailer. And we're going to see Cletus Carnage in action. Of course, Woody Harrelson will be reprising his role. He's gone away with the Ronald McDonald wig. We're getting a short back and sides. I'm a huge fan of Woody Harrelson. The book in question, 9 on our list. Amazing Spider-Man, of course, issue 361. This is the first full appearance and origin of Carnage, Cletus Cassidy. And I can't wait for that Venom 2 movie. And I'm also reading rumours that Venom, Tom Hardy, could be appearing in Spider-Man 3. Who knows? But I think with this multiverse turning up, possibilities are endless. I want to see the other 2 Spider-Man come back into it. And I think that's going to be the case. That's my inkling that we're going to see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield back. Now, this is the second overall appearance of Carnage, as he had a 1-page cameo in the previous issue of 360. This book sold 25 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 107%, and a CGC 9.8 went for a whopping $625. I paid 50 quid in the middle of 2018 at a Birmingham con, and it was the most I'd ever spent on a book at the time, and I was really nervous handing it over. But it's a nice copy. It could be about 9.0. Maybe even higher than that. I'm a harsh grader. Number 8 on our list. More Spider-Man, Spidey-related titles. And this comes from 2005. There is speculation that Arana will be the Spider-Woman in Olivia Wilde's Sony film. It's a stretch, but the sheer mention is enough to drive up sales at the moment. And what can I tell you about this book? Arana, Heart of the Spider, issue number 1 is your book. And it's a book I've been looking for without any joy at the moment. There's your book, guys. The lovely cover. I know I have read the first appearance of Arana. It is a good book. A character with a lot of potential. That book sold 14 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 199%, and a high sale raw copy went for $18.99. I think Arana's here to stay. Number 7 on our list is a book that I just picked up. It's going to a little sneak preview of my next haul. This one. This comes from Vault Comics, just come out, and the new horror series by NYT best-selling author Daniel Kraus, who made films The Shape of Water and Troll Hunters. This is his first title under Vault's Nightfall horror imprint. The book in question is Autumnal, issue number 1. And the premise is, against the haunting backdrop of autumn, a woman and her daughter flee a difficult life in Chicago for the quaint and possible pernicious town of Comfort Notch, New Hampshire. This is the regular Chris Sheehan cover. When I found out that the author had 2 things that hit the screen, I thought it was worth the punt for £3.75. Now, this sold 10 copies. It had a 7-day trend of plus 299%, and high sale raw copy went for $24.99. So my $3.75 is looking all right. Now, number 6 on our list is another new release, and it comes from Image Comics. This horror book from Chris Jazarsky had some anticipation. The premise is simple: a town where nobody dies, and that sounds exciting. The book in question is Stillwater, issue number 1. That does sound a really intriguing storyline, and I do like that cover as well. It's lovely. What can I tell you about this new Image number 1? Well, it sold 16 copies. It had a 7-day trend of plus 197%, and a high sale raw copy went for $13. Number 5 on our list, and back to Spidey related titles from 1992. The first appearance of Spider-Man 2099 has really picked up in recent weeks. Amazing Spider-Man, issue 365. Yep, the first appearance of Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara. Of course, comes in a preview advertisement in this book. It's also the anniversary of Spider-Man's 30th year from 62 to 92. And it features a cover hologram that I can never make work. But there we go. The book, what did it do? It sold 32 copies. It had a 7-day trend of plus 113%. And high sale CGC 9.8 went for $213.50. I paid £8.99 for mine in November of 2018. And I bought it because, of course, Miguel O'Hara, 2099, was in the post-credits of Into the Spider-Verse and is going to be a main player in the sequel. Number 4 on our list is from 2004, and I just spoke about the Rana issues, and her first appearance is now selling very well due to that Sony possibility. In Amazing Fantasy, issue number 1, the first appearance and origin of Arana Anya Corazon, the Spanish word for spider, who is Puerto Rican and Mexican. So, an issue, if you can find for cheap, certainly pick up. I picked up 3 or 4 for these for £1 a piece and made some good coin off them. Now, this book sold 39 copies. It had a 7-day trend of plus 135%, and a new high sale CGC 9.8 record went for $459.99. I don't think she'll be in the Spider-Woman film, but we'll just have to wait and see. Number 3 on our list from Marvel 2020. This issue features the first appearance of the Summoners, Iska the Unbeaten, the White Sword, and the first cover appearance of the High Summoner, whose first is in X-Men issue 12 from 2019. This book dropped a spot, but it didn't go too far. It sold 53 copies. The book in question is X-Men issue number 12. And I do like this cover, guys. There's your book. Like I say, got a lot of keenness to that. And that is the High Summoner on the first on the cover. The book sold 53 copies. It had a 7-day trend of plus 105%, and a high sale raw copy went for $18.99. Again, with these books, if I can find them for cover, I'll pick them up. But I'm not paying for new issues this kind of money because a lot of them don't hold their value. Now, number 2 on our list is from Dark Horse, and it is a title that's just come out. With so much anticipation around the Keanu Reeves-centric game set to release on the 19th of November 2020, a lot of heat was brought to this comic. And with the trend of a video game comics retaining significant value long term, a lot of them do, this first issue sold quite well. The book in question, Cyberpunk 2077 Trauma Team, issue number 1. This is a new book to me, guys. I didn't have a diddly squiddly clue about this one. There we go, guys. Let's get it lined up for you. Cyberpunk 2077 Trauma Team, issue number 1. But like I say, anything Keanu Reeves related at the moment is pretty hot. He's rumoured to be returning as Constantine, but I would love to see him as Moon Knight. Time will tell. Kevin Feige is a big fan. That book sold 24 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 274%, and a high sale for the raw copy went for $20. Also, there is a limited to 300 set, an exclusive variant, and 11 by 14 print, which cost $50 and had a high sale, believe it or not, of $580. Oh my days. So number 1 on our list, we're finally there, from 2015. It's been rumoured that Red Dagger and Cameron, an Inhuman, are set to appear in the Miss Marvel series. And the news circulated a lot last week, but I knew about this a long time ago and made hot book alerts about it. And with that said, Cameron's first appearance in this issue landed the number 1 spot. The book from 2015, Miss Marvel, issue 13. The first appearance of Cameron, an Inhuman. So I think this character is definitely coming along with Red Dagger into the Miss Marvel show, which I can't wait. They've just cast the actress, haven't they, a young girl. This book sold 13 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 794%, and a high sale raw copy went for $24.99. I paid £3.56 for this, but I've also found one and sold one for some good coin. So there we go, guys. That is a wrap. How many have I got? Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 for Daz. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram too. Bye for now.